Hi, how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. Today, our lectionary meeting, electionary, was supposed to be on John 21, 1 through 19. It's also Acts 9, 1 through 6, Psalms 30, and Revelations 5, 11 through 14. So we will go through, we're jumping ahead because, we've been studying the book of John. And so we're jumping ahead to 21. And chapter 21. It says, after this, Jesus revealed himself again. Remember, this is after the resurrection, to his disciples by the Sea of Tiberias. He revealed himself in this way. Simon Peter, Thomas called Twin, Nathanael from Cana of Galilee, Zebedee's sons, and 2 others of his disciples were together. I'm going fishing, Simon Peter said to them. We're coming with you. They told him. They went out and got into the boat, but that night, it was night, they caught nothing. When daybreak came, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples did not know it was Jesus. Friends, Jesus called to them. You don't have any fish, do you? No, they answered. Cast the net on the right side of the boat, he told them, and you'll find some. So they did, and they were unable to haul it in because of the large number of fish. The disciple, the one Jesus loved, said to Peter, it is the Lord. When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he tied his outer clothing around him, for he had taken it off, and plunged into the sea. Since they were not far from land, about 100 yards away, the other disciples came into the boat, dragging the net full of fish. When they got out on land, they saw a charcoal fire there, with the fish lying on it, and bread. Bring some of the fish you've caught, Jesus told them. So Simon Peter climbed up and hauled the net ashore full of large fish, 153 of them. Even though there were so many, the net was not torn. Come and have breakfast, Jesus told them. None of the disciples dared to ask him, Who are you? Because they knew it was the Lord. Jesus came and took the bread and gave it to them. He did the same with the fish. This was now the 3rd time Jesus appeared to the disciples after he was raised from the dead. Next section is called Jesus' Threefold Restoration of Peter. When they had eaten breakfast, Jesus asked Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? Yes, Lord, he said to him. You know that I love you. Feed my lambs, he told them. A second time he asked him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Yes, Lord, he said to him. You know that I love you. Shepherd my sheep, he told him. Then he said to him the 3rd time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was grieved that he asked him a 3rd time, Do you love me? He said, Lord, do you know everything? You know that I love you. Feed my sheep, Jesus said. Truly, I tell you, when you were younger, you would tie your belt and walk wherever you wanted, but when you grow old, you will stretch your hands and somebody else will tie you and carry you where you don't want to go. Then he said, to indicate by what kind of death Peter would glorify God. After saying this, he told him, Follow me. Okay, we're supposed to read just to that verse. The disciples, all of them died, most all of them, terrible deaths. They were all martyred, killed off, except the Apostle John. And John was exiled on the island of Patmos, and he lived to be a ripe old age. This arrived in the mail. Isn't this interesting? Okay. Maybe back it up a ways. In here are stories. Persecuted Christian families. Things happen to them. They get killed off. They live in countries where Christianity is not allowed, and things happen to them. Here's a story about this woman. Her husband was killed. She lives in a country that Christianity is not accepted. Okay, these people were locked up in prison for a while just for having a Bible. That was in North Korea. We got another one here. She's in a gold lawn chair. And we got a guerrilla evangelist. Hopefully, by the way that this tapes, it'll be right side up, not backwards, because I'm seeing it's called backwards. Called before judges. This just came in the mail. It says, request your free resources now. Get a free book, any gift, Voice of the Martyrs. I don't know who these people are, but it's interesting that is fitting into today's lesson. Because we had said, we keep talking about the rapture. Well, that can't happen until the whole world has been preached. Oh. Okay. Do you see these countries? The green, they're super discriminated against, and the blue, they're kind of not so bad, but Christianity is not allowed. But let's see here. The green is very hostile towards Christianity, and the blue is restricted. We still have this part of the world to evangelize. Do you understand that? We could do it today through the internet. If they have a cell phone, yeah, we could do it with, this YouTube. We could still do that if they happen to have a phone. They may or may not. Here's the other side. Pretty picture. Nice picture, huh? These are like more third world country type places. In China, they get imprisoned if they become Christians. In North Korea, they're killed. They're beginning to allow Bibles in Saudi Arabia, but a person can have a personal Bible and they're not to witness to anyone. That's kind of a part of our faith, to witness, and I think it's human nature just to share. You say, hey, look, what happened to me. This is what my life's been like. And then you kind of share with other people. And so we are going to have to keep these people in prayer and find some way of helping out these outreach. Because you know what? I can't do too much here. I happen to be a shut-in. And everybody knows I'm kind of a shut-in. There we go. You see that part of the world? You recognize it, right? You know it. You know what that is. And so you could friend people on Facebook that are from that part of the world. Be good for them. Be good for you, too. You learn about some other part of the world. I have some friends from Europe, Sweden, Norway, South Africa, Australia, just different parts of the world, and they send back pictures that are very interesting. Very interesting. I really like seeing pictures of kangaroos and wombats. To me, that's, these are little animals that I see pictures of, but I just don't see them, To me, that's exciting. But anyway, keep them in prayer. We still have work to do. Before Christ's return, we have work to do. So, click on the little like button, the little bell, hit the thumbs up, and we will continue tomorrow. Bye-bye.